You're working on the Automoblox Wheel, which is activity 5.2B. Starts on page 13. We're going to make sure we're in the Automoblox projects folder. And we're going to select a new um, document, standard part. We're going to hit OK. Now keep in mind, I'm going to probably work a little faster than you guys, so if you need to pause, you can pause at any time, or you can rewind in case you miss something. Maximize my window. We're going to start a new sketch plane. Bottom 13, it tells us we're going to create some circles. So sketch plane, my XY favorite. Create a circle. Center point out. Center point out. I guess I wasn't holding it. Something's not working quite right on this one. Well, we'll put the dimension on the first one. The only one that actually has a diameter dimension is 0.44. Then the next three circles are concentric circles, and to make those, we're going to use the offset command in our modify panel. Select the circle you want to offset, where you want to offset it to. The first offset circle goes inside this first circle. The second one goes out quite a bit, and the third one goes outside of that. Let's put some dimensions on that. The distance between the inside two circles is the distance between the two outside circles is also 0.050. And then we can put on the dimension from this original circle to this next circle. That dimension is 0.350. We've got four fully constrained circles, which are sketch, and we are going to extrude them. So when we extrude, we just have to be careful what we're selecting because we can select lots of different things here. What we want to select is the inside ring and the outside ring. The direction doesn't matter, but the distance does. So on page 13, bottom right-hand side, we can see that the distance is 0.57. We have to connect these two rings together with our spoke features that you see in the picture on page 14. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to create a new sketch on one of these sides here. Whether we can choose here, we can choose here. Either way, it's the same sketch plane. And we want to use this circle and this circle. So we're going to use this project geometry button. Very handy button. Rather than redrawing this stuff, I am just going to use these two circles that we made previously. Finish the sketch. Going to extrude this. Now here again, you can choose lots of different things. I want to choose this inside space. This time it is important. This is a midline or symmetric extrusion so that I have some material inside here holding the two rings together. And the distance, I believe, is 0.050. Nice. Next thing we need to do is make the spoke feature. So we're going to need to be on page 14 of activity 5.2B. And at the bottom half of the page, it tells us we need to make a closed loop that represents one of those spoke features. So we are going to create a new sketch on this outside surface. And the one closed loop that they're showing us is up in the top of this part. And we can make that out of a circle that is centered right here. And it has a diameter. I'm just going to draw, I guess I need to click, hold, and drag. We are selecting the circle. We are drawing it from this point. My mouse is acting up. I'm going to try very hard to get this to do it. Here we go. Here's our circle. If we look on our page 14, I can see that it is a 0.25 radius that we're doing. So what the dimension that's showing up on the screen right now is a diameter. So radius is half a diameter, so I can say this is a 0.5 circle. And then I need to draw a circle from this middle part. It's acting up again. Here we go. I've got a new mouse. Hopefully this works better. We're making a circle from the middle of this part. And we're going to bring it right up to this little circle on the outside of this part here. Click. Zoom in so we can actually see this thing. What I want is I just want to be left with this shape right here. So I'm going to use my modify tools, trim. I'm going to trim the outside of this thing, and I'm going to trim the outside of this one, which leaves me with one closed loop, as it mentions in the instructions. Now, I still have my sketch tools here. I am going to circular pattern these few items. I'm going to select an axis to rotate around my circular pattern. You can see it showing me what it's going to look like here. Let me double click out so you can see the whole thing. This is 6 instances. I only need 5, is what's on the Automoblox wheel. Okay, there we go. Now we can extrude those. So let's finish the sketch. We're going to extrude. What do I want to extrude? This thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and this thing. Only I want them cut out. I don't want them added on. Okay, boom, there we go. Pretty good. This is a simplified wheel. We may want to come back later and it's a little bit of detail to make it more realistic, but this is going to do for now. So before we leave, we're going to change our material. Let's turn it into ABS plastic. And that'll be good. Now we're going to just save it, and we're going to call it wheel with our initials on it. We don't need to put an extension on it. It'll automatically do that. Save, and we are done. That is the Automoblox wheel.